This is a Willets Point Shea Stadium bound 7 express train. The next and last stop is Willets Point, Shea Stadium.
The Clay Holmes deal, 3 years, $38 million, got to opt out after the second year. You know, David Stearns loved the opt-outs, and Mets plan to turn Holmes into a starter. Now, I wanted Clay Holmes as a reliever because I thought he would be a great setup man for Edwin Diaz. You saw what he did once they took him out of the closer's role, and crazy enough, he had 30 saves this season out of 43 chances. So 3.14 ERA, I'll take that in our bullpen, which was rough all season long. And the career in the postseason, a 1.35 ERA, 20 strikeouts in 20 innings pitched. What do you, I want to go to Keith first because you sold me on him being a starter with the videos that you had coming out and all that. Why do you like it so much for him to transition into being that starting pitcher?
Yeah, so, this has been a trend for a very long time. This is something that hasn't picked up as much trendiness as of late. But, back in the past, they even did it one year with John Smoltz, and over the course of the way Major League Baseball has transitioned into somewhat of a shorter game, there's not enough innings, though, for these guys. So you can have tons of pitches, but you don't have the innings because guys just cannot withstand the wherewithal of these current day and age, restrictions like the pitch clock and, so on and so forth, the shift and all these new rules. So guys now go 5 innings. The majority of guys, I'd say 60% of starting pitching, maybe even more. I'd say even close to 70, 75. They go 5 innings. You get 6 innings out of your top guy, you're good. And I know everyone wants an ace. I understand why everyone wants an ace. That is a very serious concern. But David Stearns has said over and over again he wants an army. So in doing so, you see what all these guys are getting paid. You understand that, yes, you have all the money in the world, but you can't just do all that and then talk to a guy for $800 million. So you're going to have to get creative. Garrett Crochet, Reynaldo Lopez, Corbin Burns, Seth Lugo. The list goes on.
Michael King.
Michael King, another great example who diced in the playoffs. You got to go and really find a guy who you can stretch that arm out and you can get about 80 to 120 innings. Because that's what most of these guys kind of do. They stay in that range before they really start revving up their arms. And you start building off that to see their campaign, if they can do it. And you just got your number 5 starter, probably hovering around league average, ERA around 4. League average nowadays. That's your 5th starter, by the way, which is good for league average, giving you 120 quality innings. Everyone wants to point to all the blown saves or the blown leads or whatnot. The man was much better in lower leverage situations. He used to be a starter. He has experience doing so. He's in a new environment. He's in the pitching lab pitching lab environment that David Stern has created in Queens. And it's not going to cost you what a number 5 starter is going to cost you because essentially, in theory, a number 5 starter costs what Frankie Montas costs. Almost $40 million. Regardless of the opt-outs, whatever. That's your 5th starter in this day and age of baseball. Clay Holmes has superior ground ball rate. Superior. One of the best ground ball rates for any reliever. He has insane movement on his stuff. He has velocity. He has 3 pitches. That's a David Stearns signature right there. If he has that prior experience enhanced under the Mets watch to be a starter, look at what they got out of Jose Budo. Look at towards the end of the year, you saw David Peterson excel. You saw Jose Quintana, who everybody wanted to run out of town. You know what I'm saying? You saw enhancements with starters and relievers. Before Phil Maton was the most hated reliever in this organization, he got us to the playoffs. He was a lot of quality innings. That has a lot to do with the establishment of this philosophy that they have with the pitching staff and David Stearns. Clay Holmes already has shown the world one of the main reasons why Davis Stearns is here to collect players is to show them that they can play on a big stage like New York City. Clay Holmes fits that mold. It was the same thing with JD Martinez. JD Martinez has played in Boston. He played in LA. He said it in one of his early press conference. He wants guys that know that they can play in this environment. And there you go. Honestly, it's going to be a transitional period for many, but you're going to have to jump on board.
Yeah. Ibby saying Holmes in a better park, ground ball rate, stuff plus at 123 plus. He raises the ceiling for our starting pitchers, which is needed. I think what also is missing is how bad defensively the New York Yankees were. And I know the Mets started off the season bad, but ended the season as a pretty good defensive team. And you have that elite defense behind them up the middle with Lindor and whoever the second baseman is. Pete Alonso is no schlub at first base. He's pretty decent first baseman. Mark Vientos is growing into a better third baseman. And you got, Jose Siri in the outfield now, as well as Tyrone Taylor. And if they get, they have Brandon Nimmo in left field. So I think the defense is pretty good there.